Guys, can you tell me if my microphone is working well? Just doing a test because it has been making some noises lately. Okay, cool, thanks. I'm just preparing the stream. I'm sorry, give me a second. How are you? How was Christmas? Yeah, basically time with family and playing PS4 with my nephew. That was it. That was basically it. I'm playing Lego Worlds because that's super fun, you know. Actually, I'm being unfair. The game is actually quite fun. Was extremely surprised for a Lego game. But yeah, other than that, that was basically it. It's super cold here. Super cold. I have like 3 shirts underneath because it is really cold. But I guess that's winter, right? Probably best to mark out the liquidation levels before going live. If I can get this pixel motherfucker here. Okay. God damn it, leave me alone. I don't wanna. Shush. Well, that's not annoying at all. me just share this. So geez, I'm gonna take a while just to organize these. Let me group these. I have to delete everything that's not necessary. Okay, so from 40 to 44. $48.91, 41,743, 42,190. This is new? Oh, okay, this is new. Yeah, okay. Oh wow, we actually took quite a bit now. Liquidation levels, I mean. Let's see. Yeah, we did, but we did take down quite a big amount of liquidation levels, especially because they were, oh, they only went for the high leverage ones, which are these brighter green ones. But why do I have this here? Oh, continuation. Okay. So we have a big one again at 42,190. That may invite price to go there if we are to come up, or we can just go for that high leverage one at 43,495 and then drop again, because this is a vector. We have a lot more liquidation levels below than above. All medium leverage. Okay, let's continue. $43,100, 43,946, 44,602. Okay, not much above. delta is pretty red. So it's maybe time for a move up, I guess. Okay. Can I change these at the same time? I can't. Maybe here? Okay, nice. Which are high? This one. Okay, so I'm not very interested in those below. But we are forming a pattern here that I've seen too many times. Which is these types of liquidity curves. They are interesting just for the taking. I wouldn't be surprised if we come down to this 42 190 level to then go to 43 946 just to take some of these out or all of them out, and maybe that high can hold. If it doesn't, we're going to make a new high, but yeah, this would be an interesting range to hold. This line that we're holding is an interesting SR flip. We had several 4-hour candles closing like that. And it is where the high block is. That's interesting too. Hey bro. Diagonal from Elliott wave perspective. Hey. Thank you. Do you want to join? I don't mind if you want to join. I'm streaming, but we usually do these like... Oh, okay. Just so you know... Yeah, okay, cool. Just so you know, most of our streams, we like have group talks. It's a lot more fun that way. So next time, whenever you want to. Makes things a little bit more interesting, you know? To have people talking to each other. Okay, so these are liquidation levels. I don't have a folder for that. Thank you. Wait, you're talking about the charts or the computers? Yeah. I used to have 2 of them vertical. Yeah, thank you. And having vertical screens are yeah, having vertical screens are cool for example for Atos, because I can't flip it now, but they're nice because you get a bigger area to see the oscillators, and you can see a little bit more of the chart, and it's also cool for bookmap to check the limit orders. But at the same time, then there are some things that are really not useful, and they're kind of awkward. So, you know, just decided to keep them this way. In any case, I usually use CoinGlass to check at CVD anyway, so it's not like I really need to have verticals. What was that level again? 42, 190. Huh. There's a big imbalance there. Big one. That's an interesting point of control. Okay, so next. We still have those below. Oh no, were they taken? No, okay. Okay, that's too far, and I have one at 40, 4150 that wasn't taken. Where is this from? Well, that's from way back. Okay, and now we have $43, 50, 43,390. Prints. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Just so you guys know, when I have one of these ancient SR flips, they go way back. Like way back. When I say ancient, they're like 2021 or even before that, as you can see. It's just places where we have a lot of daily closes and wicks, so they keep getting interesting as time goes by. We didn't yet take that CME gap fully. It's annoying. But I still think that high at 44,800 is still weak. Okay, next. Merry Christmas, my friends. How are you? How was your Christmas time? By the way, I spent it with family basically, and playing PS4 with my nephew. That was it. That was basically it. Thank you. Thank you. Merry Christmas. Who was that? Was your daughter? I know, but who was saying Happy Christmas as well? Yeah. Okay, cool. Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday to him and to you, because, you know, fathers should celebrate the birthdays as well. Yeah, nice celebration. But because of Christmas or something else? Yeah, it's always tiresome. Um, Actually, in my opinion, family gatherings are always, they're nice and everything, but then doing the dishes and preparing food and, cleaning the house to get receive everyone, all that stuff, it gets tiresome. At least when you don't have a lot of people to help you overall, but yeah. Oh yeah, I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying it's tiresome. but it, but in general, everything in life that gets you tired are the things that are actually worth it. So that's good. Thank you, bro. Are you gonna be around? Or are because you're babysitting, you're not gonna be here? Sure. Yeah, I'll record this one. I'm going live in like 10. I'll record it so you can take a look at later. I'll um I'll try to give some, you know, not macro, but bigger term levels to consider. I'm not sure. I'm thinking that it might actually have another leg up now, but then drop. Yeah, but this vector candle looks juicy for a recovery, and these liquidity stacks as well. I had a very nice long the other day. I didn't even want to post about it because I was doing TA on my phone, so it's not very reliable. um, but was kind of crazy. Uh, like the entry that I got, I was only 0.01 into drawdown. 0.01%. It's fucking crazy. It was a super BPR. I posted about it, by the way. I posted about it, but you know, didn't even want to post about it because didn't know. I was on my phone, so I couldn't actually see very clearly where it might have gone. Yeah. And I didn't have anything else. Like, I didn't have liquidation levels, ADAs, whatever, so couldn't check anything. But was like a Christmas gift, making 2.17, I think 2.17% of the account. That was my Christmas gift to myself. Yeah, and I usually try to make a promise to myself to not trade during Christmas because it's kind of crazy this time. But fuck it. Why? You're like always expecting more. Oh man, that's well, well. But why are you using so much leverage then? That's the question you should be asking. because it's not the leverage that gives you more profit. It just depends on your position size. Yeah. The easiest thing that I've done in that sense is and Andrea will AFMC will post about it someday uh in January, like the beginning of January. He made like this calculator for position sizes. So for example, let me show you an example here. Let's say that you wanted to short from this block right there. So you would place your entry there, stop loss there, for example. This is not the final version, so ignore it, but the calculations are similar. So what we do is we basically copy the entry, paste it here, and then we copy the stop loss, paste it here, calculate here how much we want to risk in that trade, risk of the account, and it basically gives us position size here. So we basically just use that. If it goes to the stop loss, we lose 1%. That's it. Period. Done. So we only use the amount of leverage absolutely necessary to go into that trade times 2. Why times 2? Because sometimes we might want to hedge the position, so it's best to leave at least double the amount that we need to get into the position. So, but other than that, it's always like this. It's much more controllable. It keeps us from having bad habits, like should I put more, should I not, always it basically kind of controls our emotions just for the sake of making the calculation of the position size. So yeah. Well, one thing that you should always consider as well is like think about like in the future. If you are a trader who like trades too much on intuition, for example, or on emotion, uh, sorry, I was just reading what Alpha said. Okay. If you trade too much on that, for example, think about like in the future, think about doing this like professionally, because even if you don't, it's a good practice to actually make you have the will to become better. So imagine that, for example, you trade very methodically, very mechanically, and you have like typical predictions of what your income is going to be like at the end of the month. That would be someone, or like that would be some metrics that, for example, an actual investor would be interested in putting their money into. And why am I saying this? For example, a long time ago, we didn't have a long time ago. I mean, maybe 5-10 years ago, not much. There weren't any prop firms, that you could buy challenges and stuff like that. The way to go as a professional trader some time ago was just do your best, create statistics of your trading, and then actually go to a firm and propose like, hey, I have these stats, I'm good enough for these this amount of money every month. Would you please invest in me? That was basically the way to go some 5-10 years ago. We didn't have any kind of prop firms or stuff like that. Now you can just buy a challenge, and if you pass it, then you are instantly invested in, But some time ago, that wasn't even a real thing, a possibility. So doing that as as a way of like proving yourself to yourself is actually a very good practice to do in order to have some consistency. And uh, then actually in terms of confidence, it's in terms of confidence, it's really nice because you will then also have the possibility, like every trade that you go, your confidence is just different. You're no longer fearing because you know that you have some kind of um yeah, I was going to say mechanism, like a reliable mechanism. Man, that's the thing that I want you guys to lose, is like um a lot of people constantly think that we are, because we are failing at something, that we are bad in some way. And like everyone has gone through those types of situations. It's just that most people just don't acknowledge it, actually. uh, but it's not like um, professional traders haven't gone through that stage as well. They did. They just don't tell people about it. It's the same as like race drivers and race car drivers. Like everyone went through a stage where they couldn't even drive shifts. So the only difference is that as you get more and more professional, you just don't want to talk about it. But they went there. Yeah. Yeah, that's actually the main thing, in my opinion. I think that, for example, if you have a problem, any kind of problem, not just trading in general, if you don't talk about things, you will just not only ignore them, but in your mind, you're gonna be like subconsciously trying to hide it and avoid it, when in fact, actually, taking it head on might just be the best course of action. And a lot of people, out of fear, out of so many things, they basically just ignore the problems. And when they actually hit like real hard, that's when they actually start um, taking action. But most of the times, that's always too late. Especially in trading. Trading is very well known for that. You have to you have to try and like take them head on, consider them, not be afraid of them, actually study them most of the times is a good idea. Well, yeah, that's kind of subjective. It depends, because sometimes you might just get it a little bit too caught up in it. For example, a lot of people spend too much time looking at their losses, and they kind of ignore their wins. And a lot of the times, the wins are actually extremely interesting to study, because if it did work, like, was there a pattern there? Is there something that I can repeat and repeat and repeat over and over? Or was that just luck, you know? And a lot of people, a lot of, they just ignore that part as well. And a lot of the times it's actually kind of interesting. 200, okay. At 42,200, can you see? Oh, sorry, I forgot that you can't see. You can see it on the webcam, but not. Can you see these numbers clearly? Or not really? The numbers on the candles? Because I can make them a little bit bigger if you need. Oh wait, maybe if I zoom, do they increase? They do a little bit. I was just gonna say, at 42,200, we had 394 buys. Oh, sorry. Is this delta? This is delta probably. Okay, this is delta. Let me check the actual volume. It just says 2K. See you later, bros. See you later. See you later. I'll record this for you guys to check out later. You too, my friend. See you later. Bye. Oh, actually, why did I lose the imbalance reading? Wait. But it has to be centered. What the fuck? That's weird. If I use normal delta, it doesn't read the imbalances. If I use delta centered, it reads the imbalances. Whatever. But anyway, that's a big difference compared to the whole candle. The most that happened was 193 there. So it was basically double everything else that happened. So that point should either hold price, or it should just mean that we are not even going back there, because those were buys. So, well, we can go back there just to take out the break evens. Would make sense as well. Let me see how CVD is there at the moment. Not diverging yet. Open interest is getting flat though. How much is this? 30K. That's not a lot of detail. Let me see CoinGlass. How are you, Damon? Didn't see you get in. How was your Christmas, bro? Standard. Same thing. Spent time with family. Played PS4 with my nephew. Lego Worlds. You know, I actually got quite impressed with Lego Worlds. Cool graphics and stuff. Was impressed, I gotta admit. But other than that, you know, nothing new. Yeah, they do. This is a hidden bearish, right? If my memory serves me right. Like this. Lower high in price, higher high in the oscillator. I think that's a hidden bearish. divergence, I think. Yeah, because I'm thinking. Okay, let's get into it. Three. So we had 394 bids there at 42,198, and at 42,190 is a liquidation level for 100x trades. So getting to that zone would either force people to close break even or actually stop them out if price continues. And let me see on the 15 minutes MXC liquidation levels. Let me just change this. In terms of liquidations to the upside, like we don't have nothing really major unless it's that 43,946. Oh, it didn't work. Weird. Oh, it failed. Why did it fail? Study error, calculation timeout. Well, gee, thanks, cool. Again? Reloading. So the thing is that above us it's low leverage, and a lot of times price doesn't even go to the low leverage positions. Okay, so I'm thinking that either we go to this liquidation level here. Yeah, but this is a bad position. I was going to say that yeah, these are all descending highs. Whenever I see descending highs, I don't trust price to stop. It might, but I'm just not putting my money on it. Because every time you see highs like this, making a diagonal curve, Jesus, a diagonal. I'm always expecting it to go higher, and even these highs here, this one's between these candles, they are also descending. This one is also descending again, so everything looks just like a liquidity curve for me here. So what's the biggest one? 44,602. Oh, that's too much. I mean, that's too much. Not really. Huh. So yeah, this would actually be interesting if we are not going to drop more. I mean, let me change to 1 hour because this is kind of sketchy like this. If we are not going to drop any more, is there any other kind of structure? Not really, I think. No. Was it tapped? It wasn't, but it's just one. This is a BPR. Let's see the 1 minute. Oh, never mind. I don't trust this. Yeah, okay. So I wouldn't trust price to hold anything of this zone, judging from a liquidity standpoint. But possible trades that I would be watching for would be an SFP of this, an SFP of this, and then taking out the 394 bits that happened there, tap the liquidation level, and then have a change of character. So wait, maybe something like this. This would be like the max. God damn it! I pressed Control Z. Can I? No? Okay. Can I change pivots in the brush? Meh. I'll do it again. So let's imagine we take that high, bounce, 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 range, bounce, something like this. But I'm not expecting this to happen today. I guess. I mean, you can never be sure with Bitcoin. Actually, what time would this be? Well, maybe. Maybe if we are going to have a bearish day, this can happen. Only today. So this would take out tapping this would take out everyone at break even. I post this. Okay, so plan, I was gonna say plan A, but typically plan A's are better than B's and C's. It's not necessarily the case. So plan 1, let's call it like that, would be something like this to target the opposing liquidation levels. And I would say that this is the only one that is really safe. This liquidation level is the only one that is really safe because, for example, I think having a vector like this is a very strong high, but at the same time it's a vector, right? And because it's a vector, it might be recovered. We did have a beautiful reaction there though. 15-minute order block just in between the candles. That was just beautiful there. So that was a very nice reaction to catch if we were there. But I wasn't, so never mind. Let's not cry over that. But what I mean is, because it's a vector, it might still be recovered. 50% hasn't yet been touched. Not even of the wick, of course. And so targeting the opposing liquidation level would actually mean making a new high, a new yearly high. So this would be an idea. Another idea. Is this tapped? Let me check. It's not. Okay. So we also have another 15-minute block over there. So that's not actually a bad low. So this would also be another idea. Targets would be the same, right? So 12-hour trade and one idea. And this was just, I'm just giving it a little bit of a buffer, but not more than what I generally use, which is around 0.34, 35% stop loss. Don't usually go for more than that, but possibility of an SFP over there. And so the thing about these are that each and every one of these lows can cause an SFP and a reaction. So if we actually see an SFP and then a market structure shift, that's something to consider. Even though, because of having the liquidation level below, I would I would just use a smaller position, or maybe if we do see, for example, let's imagine that we are reaching one of the SFPs and see a bullish divergence. In that case, either DCA, like get in with 0.20%, and then another 0.30%, and then another 0.40%, for example, as we make new lows. But each and every one of these SFP levels have the potential to cause a market structure shift. So that would be one of the ideas. The other thing would be this in terms of longs, right? Because I'm not expecting price to just shoot up straight from where we are right now. Essentially because we are having a little bit of buying absorption now. Let this just load. So we just made this little low here with a higher high on CVD, and we are basically now nullifying that. But if we keep seeing this, it might just mean that we are getting absorption overall, and that eventually it'll stop. Or if it just continues going up with open interest going up like that, and CVD just nullifying divergences anyway, then that is just a short squeeze, right? So we need to give price some time to tell us what it's going to do. But in any case, this is one of those things that we talked about too many times, right? You don't want to buy. This would be your general this would be your general range. So I would only be interested. Let me change this to a premium discounts. Okay, I would only be interested in buying in this. Actually, the other way around. Easier this way. Only interested in buying on the green zone. So not right now. Not buy right now, because overall problem, right? If you buy now, your stop has to be there anyway. So not a very good risk to reward. Okay, so this was a massive drop here. Massive open interest drop. And it is increasing anyway. Yeah, let's see what it does. Okay, in terms of shorts. Oh, actually, let me just post this. Actually, this can't even come that low. If it goes that low, it will be for the liquidation level. So something like this. Let me change the order here. Okay, easier to read this way. Okay, and for shorts, if we don't come higher than this general area. Oh, actually, let me see. Huh, interesting. Where does this SR flip come from? Oh, this is too much. Okay. 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 Oh wow, that's considerable. Yeah. That's actually big SR flip from way back as well. So that's 43,454. 454. Yeah, that goes way back, 2022. Okay. Okay, this is a nice level. So we might just come to recover the block, maybe create some kind of reaction at the TPO POC, some resistance, and imagine that imagine this, we start going up, maybe take out a range liquidity, and then have a strong move up. Imagine that we react to these low levels here, right? And have a smaller reaction here. And then we take out this high with a divergence. I would take that short to go to this low, or at least the liquidation level. So let me only short here with an SFP and bear div. So this is another idea. And the thing is, if we don't have like a high to SFP from, and have that high as like a protected high, then it's extremely dangerous to have a stop loss above, because a technical stop loss that includes the liquidity above would have to go all the way up here, because like I said, this is all just a liquidity curve. like so, starting here. So the problem about this is that no stop loss here is safe. So it either stops going up with this. Actually, this is kind of an ancient SR flip. So it either stops here with the recovery of that vector, or it will continue to reach that guy, and thus make a new yearly high. Now the problem is that I'm not expecting it to drop right away, because only because we have that vector on practically all time frames. 12-hour even, and that's more than enough for me, so it needs to be recovered. It needs to be recovered at the very least 50% of it. Let me see something. If we didn't have this low here, I would consider this as a BBR too, but we do. So yeah, I'm not expecting it to stop like mid range of the vector. Yeah, it should either recover fully or be very close to it. And you know the drill. When it does that, and if it has a decent reaction there, just look for a market structure shift on like the 1 minute, for example. See if we don't have, before shorting, see if we don't have these kind of liquidity curves going down, because never trust these kind of ramps in order to place your stop loss. And after that, yeah, we can probably go on a very nice short. And so let's talk about more macro. So this is liquidity. What's this one? That's a daily. That's a tapped daily. And those are the bits. So in terms of a more macro point of view, never forget that we have been having ever decreasing volume as we are going up. So this trend sometime, not sure when, but this trend has to recover at least something. It can't go on forever, right? And this is a very bearish sign. It has been since the 23rd of October that we have seeing less and less volume as we are going up. And even on CVD, let me just change to the daily here. Remove the drawings. Even on CVD since the 23rd, which is right here, CVD has been going down, 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 and open interest is actually going down as well, quite a lot. So the high here is 99. So it has been going like this, CVD, open interest, I mean. CVD as well. This is very, very bearish. Very bearish. Now, the thing about this is that for us to actually go down, um, from here to here, I don't honestly see nothing that has a potential to stop price. Um, in terms of ranges, this is of course a decent range to maybe hold price. Let me see if this low is lower. So 28.76, 28.605. Okay, so if this candle, for example, here wasn't lower than this white one, I would actually consider this block. But as you can see up there, this low is 28.076 and this low is 28.055, so it is lower. This low is lower. So the meaning of that is that from here to here, there's still liquidity to take. This candle here only took the liquidity of the previous day and not the day before that. So if it did that, this would actually be a stronger order block, a daily order block. But I'm not sure if it will hold because of that fact, because of the absence of the liquidity grab. So all in all, this is a range that has the potential. Actually, let's go to trading view because I don't have the volume reading there. Yeah, so here I was talking about that candle over there. So from here to here, this range is a considerable area. But in terms of liquidity, I'm not sure that it's going to function as a good holding point. And I think that if we are to drop below 33, this 33,364 level, let me just pinpoint that out perfectly. 33,360. If it fails below that, none of this will hold, in my opinion, of course. I don't even want to consider, to be honest, I don't even want to consider this support resistance flip zone. Because this is just a massive candle. Not saying that it won't, but for me to actually put money on it, again, it's always the same logic. Like, think of your trading as a business. For me to put my money on it, I need to see a structure shift. It is historically, as you can see, a good level to consider. Because it has been a support resistance flip for a very long time. This is January 2021. But for price to actually come here, I would need to see it stopping near this level, ranging for maybe a week, maybe even more than a week, and then have a structure shift to create a new uptrend. And that uptrend, of course, I would expect it to go way higher than 45k. Way higher. 50k would be the minimum target. Actually, this level here, 49,500 would be the minimum target for me. So the thing here that is bothering me at the moment is that we are creating a very weird range. This has also Wyckoff distribution vibes, but if it does, it's already completed in theory. If we range for the rest of the year here now, we might actually have a very interesting situation where we have like kind of steps, range steps, where you have something like this here as a range. And then you have another, oops, what did I do? View app, sorry. And then you have another range like this. And so this is your second range. Your third range, I mean. So the worrisome idea is that we now go to the bottom of it. Oh, this didn't see the point of control there. That's good. If we don't go below that, that's good, because we're basically holding that. I actually totally forgot to see PvP and TPO. Let me take a look. Nothing new. And TPO. I didn't see the levels below this. POC over there. And the POC over here, which was... Oh, it didn't. Wait. Do I have this marked? I don't. Why don't I have this on Addis? Let me take a look. I don't have it just because I didn't mark it. Let me mark that out. 41205. Okay. Liquidation levels. There's one there too. Interesting. Yeah, as you can see, we took out most of the liquidation levels relevant for the downside. So, you know, it's very possible that we start going up again. If we don't, I'm not expecting any of this to hold. What I was going to say about the range is that if we are to go back way below this range, then I really think that none of it will hold. I don't think we'll SFP and start going up. I think we will finally start getting the actual drop to the 33K level. So it very much depends on what happens around this TPO here. What happens around this TPO here, and what happens after taking, or if we take these highs here, because they're all stacked highs. If we, for example, just make an SFP of this and maybe go into the 50% line of that wick, but then I have another market structure shift to the downside, then I guess that is a very much... Let me hide this just for me to explain visually what that would be like. So if you look at this in this perspective, this would just be something like I don't even know, SFP there probably, react to this range as an SR flip again, and then I don't know, doom. Massive drop really. And it would make sense anyway, because we've been going up for too long. There has to be some kind of decent reaction, not just like $3,000 retrace. You know, it has to be bigger than that. And I'm not saying that price is obligated to retrace it. I'm just saying that um, none of this, I don't expect none of this to hold because of this sheer fact that everything is a liquidity curve here. If we just take that and then react to this SR flip, that's extremely bullish, extremely healthy. But until then, that will be like a major target for 2024, not something that we can consider right now. But yeah, basically these three levels, sorry, are what are on my main radar right now. Let's call it like that. It's extremely important for these guys to hold if we are going to have a push to the upside, either to the TPO POC or to those highs over there. And if those highs are taken with no bearish signs, then I'm expecting price to even go higher. If we start seeing even more CVD bearish signs when we are reaching those highs, then I'm gonna try to open a short and try to hold it as much as I can, or just try to forget about it. Like hold, stop at break even, and try to forget about it, because it then becomes extremely probable, extremely possible that we reach 33k at least, and everything else is just a big if, because everything else just becomes very, very dependent on what happens on each of the levels. Like 33k is one of the levels that we have to wait for structure shifts and reactions. For example, if we start going down there and slowly, like we are doing here, slowly have bullish signs for a possible reversal, then that reversal is expected, for me, is expected to reach 49k as well. Especially if we take this liquidity curve, and let me just position you guys on where this 50% line would be. Let me put that bigger. So 31472 would be the middle line of that vector, which is basically where I have an SR flip marked from 2021, I think it was, we were watching, before. So reaching this level would be interesting. Obviously, I don't have any liquidation levels that far to consider. Actually, we can take a look at the heat map, the weekly heat map. Let me see. I'm not sure if 7 days is enough. $35,100. Let me see what's set. $35,100. $35,100 is here. Nothing I would bet my money on. And continuing, we have more. Eu já atendo isso aqui. Eu já vou. Nothing here. Sorry guys, give me a second. Let's see the monthly. Well, yeah, not even much there. In terms of liquidation levels, not even that much. So yeah, I guess things are looking interesting for upside. if we still had a lot of liquidations below 33, we still have it here, but I consider that kind of bullish. Like imagine that price reaches 33, that 33,300, I think we said. Yeah. But then it's just like a fear movement, right? Why is price supposed to hold this level and not go for the rest of the vectors below, you know? And you have more vectors below that, so yeah, it either needs to hold this for a last move up, or if it does drop, it needs to hold around here and create new structure around this level. So for now, for the next upcoming days, these are the levels to look for trades. 42,370, around that, considering the bids below and the liquidation level. 42,190, we have a high leverage liquidation level there. And the TPO POC above us and the liquidity above us. Like, look for market structure shifts around those levels, and basically that's it. Plan A, plan B, nothing more. Okay, I need to take a break, 5 minutes, just to make a call, but I'll be right back soon. Give me a second, guys. Estas últimas 3 semanas, por aí. Pá, eu tive aí 3 semanas em que o melhor que eu dormi uma noite foi 5 horas e 29. Eu andava completamente estourado. Sem sono nenhum. Claro, mas, opá, mas não, também não se pode fazer isto. Fogo. É demasiado, percebes? Demasiado exaustivo, não é? Muito, é demais. Pronto. Não, nós abrandamos sempre nesta altura, que é quando fazemos férias. Não. Portanto, a Verinha está tranquila, está no trabalhinho dela agora neste momento. Pois ela está a trabalhar. Sim, mas ela agora está a trabalhar. Sim, sim, sim. E a Vera não está chateada contigo? Porquê é que estás a dizer isso? Não, ela. Pois, não confundas as coisas, sabes que ela, por exemplo, ela tem o pai doente e tudo, ela agora está com a cabeça noutro sítio. Oh, esquece lá isso, ela não tem. Esquece lá. Esquece lá isso. Ela está. Ela está com a cabeça. Sim, mas ela está com a cabeça noutro sítio, esquece lá isso. Nós este ano. Nós este ano por aqui, por exemplo, ela andava completamente estourada. Como ela diz, ela nem aproveitou o Natal, porque só a coisa de andar a tratar do pai, o pai é fodido. Puxado. Está a ficar velho. É bem isso. Está a ficar velho. É assim, o pai da Vera sempre foi o tipo de pessoa tipo, por exemplo, ele nunca lavou a louça, nem fez comida, estás a ver, ele nunca ajudou. Pronto, é um bocadinho aquele tipo, mentalidade antiga. Pois, exato, o Otávio, por exemplo, era assim, e ele é. Pronto. Ou seja, o último agora está bem. Portanto, se já de antes ele não fazia nada em casa, agora muito menos, não é? Portanto, dá trabalho. É o caminho. É vida, é vida. Uhum. Exato. Aqui, ó. Não, nada, tinha combinado. Estou à espera que eles também venham aqui. Ah, Sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Michael, I read what you wrote. We'll talk later. Sorry, bro. Man, I'm sorry. I had a very important call. Uh, it was it was business, but it was kind of urgent, so I needed to take some time. I'm sorry, guys, for the wait. So I'm actually going to restart the stream just so I can. That's my dog. Mia. Shh. Gallo. Mia. Mia. Shh. I'm just going to quickly restart the stream so that I can just cut that